Good morning, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and we'll start off as drainage trustees.
All I have for you guys today is just the minutes from the last meeting. Meeting of March 24th, 2025. The Wright County Board of Supervisors met in regular session as trustees of the drainage district with the following members present: Rick Rasmussen, Dean Clues, Lynn Lukes, Ashley Bosch, and Betty Ellis. Also present were Courtney Morse, drainage administrator. Other interested parties were the Wright County monitor via Zoom. Motion by Rasmussen and second by Clues to call the meeting to order. Motion carried. A conference call with Hamilton County trustees began at 10:30 a.m. to receive and take action on memorandum of understanding regarding establishment of procedures for joint drainage districts repairs. Discussion was held and action taken on the 2025 joint drainage district assessments. Present on conference call were Hamilton County Supervisors Mary Clausen, April Ely, and Rick Young. The following 2025 joint assessments with Hamilton County were presented. Joint Drainage District 61 Wright, 99 Hamilton. Total levied was $4,961.22, with the Hamilton County share of $1,467.03. Joint Drainage District 79 Wright and 144 Hunter JT for Hamilton. Total levied was $27,199.99, with Wright County share is $8,180.29. Motion by Wright County Dean Clues, seconded by Hamilton County Mary Clausen to approve the joint drainage district assessments between Hamilton and Wright County in 2025. Motion carries. Motion by Wright County Dean Clues, seconded by Hamilton County Mary Clausen to approve the memorandum of understanding with Hamilton County to establish procedures in regard to joint drainage district repairs or repair work, authorizing county trustees to do repairs up to $15,000. All ayes, motion carried. Motion by Hamilton County April Ely, seconded by Wright County Dean Clues to adjourn the joint drainage district meeting. Motion carried. There were no drainage claims needing approval. Minutes of the previous meeting on March 17th, 2025 were read and approved. There were two work orders that were reviewed and approved for DD 39 lateral 1 and section 34 of Grant Township for 2 tile blowouts. And the second one was for Highway Drain 4 and section 14 of Blaine, which was also 2 broken tile. There were no open drainage invoices needing approval. Motion by Bosch and seconded by Rasmussen to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried.
Any additions or corrections?
Minutes, and I know that you'll have the memorandum of understanding with this, but I'm wondering if it says authorizing drainage trustees instead of county trustees to do repairs up to $15,000 without holding a joint meeting.
Yeah, I can add that in there.
I was just wondering if that would be clear if somebody's reading the minutes.
Yep, I took what we did on all the other ones.
Okay.
And put that in there, but I will definitely, that county should be drainage trustees for sure.
Okay.
You just want to call me when you have that,
I will.
and I'll sign it.
Yep, and I am currently waiting on Amanda to sign the minutes or that memorandum, and then I will send that off and get their signatures on it as well. So then I'll have all the signatures.
Okay.
Super. You got anything else before the board?
That is it. Yeah, some time yet before the rest of the assessments come through.
Motion to adjourn that meeting. Second. All in favor?
Hi.
All ayes. Okay, now we'll be as the Board of Supervisors. I need approval of tentative agenda.
Wants to approve with removing item 11D.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Deb, would you read the minutes of the previous meeting?
March 24th, 2025, Chairman Rasmussen called a regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order At 9:00 a.m., members present were Cluse, Bosch, Rasmussen, Lukes, and Ellis. Motion by Ellis, seconded by Lukes to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of March 17, 2025 were read and approved. Approved claims for payment. Motion by Ellis, seconded by Cluse to agree not to be included in the proposed amendment for pharmacy benefit managers in the ongoing opioid litigation. Motion carries. Tiffin Pullman, Wright County Communications Director, discussed a potential new full-time hire. Motion by Cluse, seconded by Lukes to approve the new hire pending pre-employment physical and drug testing at a starting wage of $21 per hour with 50-cent increases at 6 months and 1 year, along with any cost of living increases. Motion carries. Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, answered questions regarding Resolution 2025-14 to vacate a county road. He explained that the question came up regarding the installation of field entrance on the north end of an adjacent field. The landowner can install a field entrance as usual, but an entrance will not be provided since the county is not removing the road. Motion by Ellis, seconded by Cluse to approve Resolution 2025-14 to vacate a county road pending completion of tile work order 7072, bridge removal work order 7772, and asset location. By roll call vote, ayes, Cluse, Bosch, Rasmussen, Lukes, and Ellis. Nays, none. Resolution 2025-14 duly passes and reads as follows. Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, then gave an update on secondary roads department and current bridge construction. Brittany Howison with the Clarion CDA gave an update on upcoming events that the CDA would like to use the courtyard for. The events will coincide with Festival in the Park and also the first Mondays of May through August. She was informed to complete the application for use and work with Andy Yackel Buildings and Grounds. Elizabeth Thayer with Gardner and Company presented the fiscal year 2024 audit for Wright County. She explained that there were no major issues and that all the variances were accounted for by county staff. Motion by Cluse, second by Ellis to receive the fiscal year 2024 audit prepared by Gardner and Company. Motion carries. Motion by Lukes, seconded by Cluse to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries. The Board of Supervisors met as Drainage District trustees to view the minutes from the drainage meeting. See the Drainage District minutes on the county website.
Any additions or corrections?
I would ask that, the section of it, Tiffin Pullman, that states along with any cost of living increase, that would be a salary review, a yearly salary review, not a cost of living.
Motion that was made included cost of living. So how would you like that motion to read then?
I thought Tiffin told me that she removed that from her statement.
As they know how to write up the motion.
It would be,
You got it, I'll be with you.
should
You need to send it.
so it's because it's cost of living with, don't we usually call cost of living like the COLA, where it says annually we look at, is it 2%, 2.81, 3%? And we don't always get that. It might be 3% cost of living on the website, but we're giving 2% raises. So, so I see.
What was the original motion?
in the minutes, it says starting wage $21 per hour with 50 cents increases at 6 months and 1 year, along with any cost of living in,
Any cost of living increase.
with
So-
any cost, so.
I remember that being stated. The problem is that you made the motion, you already did it. So you would have to put it on the agenda next week to rescind that motion. Then take a vote.
Yeah.
And then make a new motion that says cost of living increase set by the Board of Supervisors yearly.
You guys think?
I understand it. I mean, I've always understood it. How it is implied that the annual, if we give an annual raise, that is typically referred to as a cost of living adjustment. But I understand your concern, and so.
One of the.
I don't believe. I'm pretty sure that when I reviewed the document that Tiffin presented, that we had asked her to take cost of living out of, but I don't remember the wording that was used.
I thought she just removed that portion.
And maybe she did.
I go by what was said at the board meeting. I don't have what Tiffin had given you though. So whatever she
Right.
did, I don't have that. I've never seen
Right.
it.
We could probably, well, I trust that if that's what was said at the board meeting, that's what would have been on the recording.
In my opinion, the only thing that should be changed is with any cost of living set by the Board of Supervisors. Richards?
But she can't make that change.
Yeah.
It's a motion.
Because
Right.
there
That's not an edit thing, it's not a mistake.
No.
So you made the motion,
that is the verbal
you would need to
motion.
put it on the
as
agenda,
recorded.
rescind the motion, dated da-da-da-da-da. And then take a vote, redo the motion with set by the Board of Supervisors
Mhm.
Okay.
to do this properly.
I think we need to do it properly, because I thought Tiffany even said that she removed that portion from the motion.
It was not in there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that wasn't the way that the motion was made, but I know that it was not in the document.
Right.
Okay.
I guess I'd like to revisit it next week.
Okay. Do you want me to have it put it on the agenda or?
Yeah,
You're gonna need two items on the agenda. One to rescind a motion and then to create another motion.
okay. Deb, do you have that?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
And then if you, maybe you should get the copy of the document for, because she was hiring somebody.
I have not gotten
Because we should just review this.
To be able to approve the minutes as presented, because next week we're gonna change
Right.
it. So we should be able to approve the minutes as presented.
Yeah. I'll make that motion.
Second,
So a motion and second. All in favor?
uh,
All ayes? Okay, moving along. Claims have been around. Anyone from the public want to speak? If not, we'll move along to number 9. Review and act on retirement agreement for Wright County Communications Director. And we got that copy. Basically, all they changed on it was that she receives her wages she's getting now and any adjustments we do as supervisors for raises. And, she'll still be under the direction of Tiffin. And her insurance, all that's gonna stay the same.
Her last
Okay.
day, yeah,
retirement date of,
September 4th.
September 4th.
Her last day of in-office work was July
7th,
6th or 7th, in there,
July 7th.
July 7th.
Okay.
And then she'll be taking vacation
yep,
till,
to utilize her vacation.
Yeah.
Yep. Need a motion to approve this?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor? All ayes. I'll take this copy down to her, have her sign it, then I'll give it to you, Deb. It's today,
Today's 31st.
Oh, thank you.
Days have September, June, and November. All in except 31, except 31.
Okay. Dan, review and take action on quote from Tom Ford to replace the pump head for the chlorine pumps at the agribusiness park, which I have right here. Total price is $798.12. This is something that, this one, I think you're right, Betty, that yes, we had to replace them. Previously, they didn't last long, but this time we got this one to last longer than normal. It's something that does need to be replaced, and they keep one on hand. So if they do have trouble, because they have to keep that chlorinated,
Right.
and that's what they're doing, they're just getting one on hand, because one is going bad, make sure they have it.
So he installed the spare, and this is to replace
Yes,
the spare that was
Yep.
installed, okay?
These don't probably have already a warranty type of thing.
No. no,
Motion to approve the replacement of the pump, of the purchase of a spare pump head for the chlorine pump at the agribusiness park.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Uh,
All ayes. Deb, do you want me to sign this? That has been approved,
Yes, please.
thank you.
Right.
Adam,
Okay. Couple things on the agenda today. So first item is the resolution 2015 or 2025-15 awarding contract for project STP-S-CO or C099 parent 107-5E99. I included the bid tab from the Iowa DOT. As you can see, it says confidential unless destroy if not awarded. This project is for our R33 and C54 paving, the 15 miles, starting at Highway 3, going down Hancock Avenue or R33 around C54 all the way to Highway 69. So what we're planning on doing is 3 inches of mill to profile it, because we can't go up any higher with the paving because we have narrow shoulders, and then put back 3 inches of asphalt.
and is the other project, is it related to this one?
Nope.
Thank you.
Nope.
Motion to approve, contract for project STP SC099 parentheses 107-5E-99.
Second.
Betty, how do you stand?
I vote aye.
Glenn?
Aye.
Ashley?
Aye.
Dean?
Aye.
Aye, all ayes. Do you want these passed around as we do them?
Yeah, you can, yeah. And give them to Deb, because she'll sign it and she'll send me a copy.
And that removes the confidentiality, correct?
That does, okay, so, this project is awarded to, Heartland Asphalt out of Mason City. Ready for the number?
No, I'm not ready yet.
No, I'm talking to her.
Oh, I have it recorded. As long
Okay.
as you talk very well. I will always say that. I love it when you come present because you're very clear, you're very loud.
He is very loud.
So,
The whole-
I get it, I'm doing it on time.
No, I'm not ready yet. This is the one you want me to give back to you as well, right?
It's already awarded, you don't need to give it back to me, which good.
You need to pass it around.
You need to pass around and, or sign,
That's what
just
he
sign the
said.
one that's being passed around, please.
So you don't need two of them,
I just need one, you're gonna give one to Deb, she's gonna scan it and send it to me.
but you don't need this
Don't
one
need that one,
signed.
you can keep that one. It's all for you. So the project was awarded to Heartland Asphalt for $2,874,239.78. We received 6 bids on that project.
I'll put them in here.
What
Deb.
was your, budget for that project?
I think it was 2.7 million. So, we should save a little bit of cash on the back end of that. Just because with the 3 inches of asphalt that we are milling, we're gonna allow the contractor to use, we reduced our crushed particles in there from 75% to 60%, which will allow them to use more recycled asphalt pavement or wrap. So, which then we will capture some of the old binder. So thus we won't have to use as much binder. So we should see a savings.
Okay.
With that also, on, when you get to Highway 69, the C-54, are you going to widen the
Yeah.
turning?
Yeah, we're gonna pave the whole
Radius.
thing.
Okay,
We're gonna pave the whole, no more gravel
okay.
on that. So
That
I
way-
might try to have them go north and do the north one. Or that might have to be a separate contract, just a maintenance project. So,
Okay,
but yeah,
yeah, because that's.
yeah, it gets cut.
Potholes.
Yep. So we are going to, we had already made that plan in the plans to, widen that intersection and pave the gravel portion.
Perfect.
You ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 2025-16, awarding a contract for project BROS-C099, parent 105-5F-99. This is, Bridge 116 is north of Rowan. We are putting it to a box culvert, single cell box culvert. I do believe like a 10x10 box culvert.
That's the Avery Bridge?
No, it's,
Not the Avery, but,
it's on Vic, yeah. On, so, the right, north, right there, that first bridge on Victor Avenue, north of Highway 3.
So this is replacing the bridge.
With a box.
Culvert and resurfacing with milling.
No,
That's what,
oh, okay, so we'll have to redo that, sorry, I saw that, yep,
okay,
apologize. We will redo resolution next week, could you table it for me?
yes.
Put it on the
Motion
next
to table resolution
I missed that.
2025-16.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All ayes.
We'll get that one next week. No big deal. Next item is the federal aid agreement for BROS-C099, parent 108 8J-99. This is a bridge to culvert project. The bridge is located what we call the Four Corner Bridge up here in Norway Township, just off of C20 and R33. It's actually on the gravel portion of that. We're going to either a double or a triple box culvert in that location. The federal aid agreement, as you can see on number 3A or 3C, excuse me, is $900,000.
We'll be doing that ourselves.
We will, this is contract.
This is a contract.
So this is a federal aid contract.
Okay.
We will use our BR money for this. Just to kind of switch back to the pavement, that is gonna be done this year. That's not a project that will go into next year or anything like that. That is they have a late start date of this year for the pavement, so. But this one will get let in either January, February, March of 26.
This bridge.
This bridge to culvert project, yes.
Alls we're approving is the application for federal aid.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Motion to approve the application for federal aid, for project number, BROS C 099 (108) Juliet -99.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Ah,
All ayes?
Did you get that first resolution?
No, cause I got them in here. I've been keeping my stuff in here
Oh,
for
I
her.
apologize, here, let me get
Yeah.
that back to you. I don't want to screw up Rick by any means.
You did.
Well,
I had it all
we've done in the
signed,
past.
ready to put in here and you come grasp it out of my hands.
Rick being organized and
Good
quite used to it.
Good job.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Sorry. Update on the, what stuff we've done last week. The guys are still out blading as much as they can, getting those miles, gone across full miles. I don't think they've gone all over their routes like we discussed just yet, but, they're getting there. We did have our MSHA training last Wednesday and Thursday to do our annual refresher training for both, everybody in there. Conservation showed up. We even had somebody come from Idols that needed her 8 hours of refresher training, so which is good.
Right.
She could jump in on that. The motor grader guys are starting to put in their spot rock requests, and remember last year we kind of changed that up where they are doing it on the phones and computers, so we see it live time, and then we assign it to truck drivers right away, so that can get done and taken care of and make sure we're not missing anything. Trucks were out last week, also cold patching, and then removing the snow equipment off the items that still had snow equipment on them. 19 work orders were completed. We did get the bridge on Youngblood removed last Friday. We're still waiting to do the intake because we can't find it right now because there was a lot of snow last week still, and now we got more. So we're gonna have to go out and make sure we can locate that to be able to do the one comp on it. So, and then obviously our miscellaneous, we had site specific last week with Martin Marietta for Boss and Dows. They do that every year, right at the beginning of MSHA. They'll come in, kind of tell us about what changes have gone on in the mine and any rules that change for Martin Marietta.
Got trucks out this morning.
We did, yep.
Bridge snow yesterday.
Yeah.
That Molson,
Linda.
research, is it still Linda?
Mhm. This is her
Really?
last year.
Is it really?
Yep.
I didn't know she was still around enough.
Yeah. This is her last year, so we'll have to, I've been trying to figure out a way to do, so, Hancock County or Hamilton County does it. Humboldt County does it, Webster County does it. Wonder if there's a way that we can get everybody to do it all at once,
Mhm.
where it's, you have 60, 70, 80 people.
The MSHA or
Yeah,
the,
the MSHA training.
because
you
the
know.
other's specific to the site that you haul from.
Correct, but like Hamilton hauls from Boss,
Okay,
Hamilton or Hancock or Humboldt hauls from Dakota City.
okay.
So we do those same things. Webster County will come over and haul from Boss sometimes.
Okay.
So, but that Martin Marietta would probably love that just because they deal with all of them. They can do site specific for everything on that day. So, I still have to talk to the other three county engineers about that, but I see them monthly anyway. But that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll get that resolution fixed for next week.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Tony Nichols, Wright County Assessor, presents slew bill applications for allow or disallow.
SLU bill applications are a yearly renewal. They need to sign every year. This is done through Colleen Trees. We give the blank applications to her with the parcel number and the current owner name and the previous amount of acres. And she does all the work. She mails them out. She gets signatures, has to get a signature from the Soil and Water Conservation District, and gets them back to us. So there were 305 applications this year, over 2,800 total acres. 2 new applications, and we removed a few here and there due to not signing. So it's a pretty simple, you have to sign every year. If you don't sign up and get approved, you don't get it.
How
So
many again, please? 300?
applications, 305.
And Wright County is eligible for up to 3,000 acres?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
otherwise I think you would have to do a new resolution.
Okay.
And I haven't looked into it, but I also know that the SLU bill is an optional thing, and I know that not every county does it. So,
I had a question from a constituent about, whether or not, is there a deadline for signing up for those, age 65?
July 1st.
Exemptions. So you had to sign up last July 1st or this tax year, or am I confused?
We're in 2025, so if they signed up by this year, it wouldn't show up on their tax statement until fall of 26.
Okay,
So they would have had to have signed up by July 1st, 2024
for
to
this,
see it in the fall.
Gotcha.
So we're about a year and a half
okay,
behind.
thank you.
Yeah, it runs along with the military and the homestead deadlines.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So have you signed those? I mean, you given approval to, or you
I
don't do
don't think
anything?
these need a signature. I think I'm essentially just the middleman on these.
Okay.
It says the owner, the Soil and Water Conservation District, and then I think the chairman of the supervisors. So,
Okay, I'll make a motion then to approve the presented SLU bill applications, as presented
Be signed by the chairman.
to be signed by the chairman.
Why not the
I'll second
co-chair?
that.
The what?
Why not the co-chair?
Because it says chairman on the application, and so we need to make sure that the chairman signs it.
don't you have a stamp?
You have a motion and a second, sir. I'll call the question.
You're an ass. All in favor?
That was a direct quote, by the way.
I would like.
No, that was gonna be on the record.
It's going in minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes,
Do you have a stamp?
yes.
Okay, so, we have a stamp for the dates, so if you don't wanna fill in the date on the back page, the girls can do it. So,
I'll talk with you after the meeting.
You may have forgotten that I, signed as pro temp on the other, was that there was a month.
that was the family farm, I think, in
Was it
November,
February?
wasn't it? Yeah,
But I wasn't the chair at that time.
you were gone, wasn't he?
And Carl was.
Carl was
Carl
chair.
was chair and then signed on.
So don't be acting like I tried to screw you over again.
I'm just thinking chairman.
With the new property tax legislation, it'd be nice if the ag land and family farm would go
It's legal, yeah, I don't know,
with the SLU bill, the ag land, the family farm, that could all.
I don't think you're gonna get as lucky as those.
A lot of signatures there. Okay,
Old business?
Andy Yapple came in this morning and said that, he thinks that there is approximately $26,000 left of unused funds on the ARPA, which is American Rescue Plan Act. And, but he needs to, sit down with Amanda and figure out exactly where it's at. He says he does have a place to use it if we don't have any place else to, send it to. I did ask and hope that. Do you have a place for it?
Sure.
That all the funds be used up and all the projects done by June 30. And he said, sure, I'll tell you whatever you want to hear,
Required to be done by December
31st.
31st.
Yes,
of 26.
yes. So,
Any new business?
there is a handbook meeting next Monday, I believe, handbook. And who is all on that committee? It's Adam,
So Peggy,
Peggy,
Deb,
and
and
Deb.
the county attorney.
Okay. And so, would you guys be opposed to having a supervisor sit in and listen to that?
Sure.
Right. You'll be able,
I'll do it.
and it's next week after the board meeting,
Yeah, 10 o'clock, you said,
10 o'clock
Even that in your office?
yeah, we can.
at Secondary Roads.
Update on meetings, I had, Udmo for Dodge. And also I had Eldora, Central Iowa Detention.
And Midas, which I attended by Zoom because I had a conflicting meeting later that evening. And then I had CFR on Thursday. And that seems to be progressing. We're waiting for the new building project that's gonna potentially go into Des Moines. We're waiting for the legislators we're assuming that we're gonna receive somewhere between $8 million and $12 million, through the opioid funds to get that building here. So, the biggest news. But we expect to hear something soon.
I had DCAT, and then I missed the governing word for
Yes,
CICS, but they have recordings, so I'm gonna go back and watch that.
I'm gonna guess that was a long one.
I'm assuming it was.
I,
I'm assuming it was.
yeah.
They've all been a minimum of 2 hours, it seems so
Yeah.
far.
And I was gonna I was gonna try to go to it in Ames and then ended up on a parchment from my husband. And so I apologize. I didn't
I
sit
lost
in on
mine.
it for you. Yeah, I apologize.
Prove you'll find it to go on the parks run. Anyhow, anything else before the board?
Sat in on that,
The webinar,
the webinar for property tax.
House
Yeah.
File 1208 and Senate File 313.
313.
Maybe I've got
Mhm.
those.
Nope, that's right.
Okay,
That's right.
yeah.
So, and that was, interesting. I kind of think it'll work.
Chairman of the, Dan Dawson,
Dan-
Chairman of the
Ways and means.
Ways and Means, yeah, Committee.
And,
Was the presenter.
and he did a really good job of explaining it. I'm not quite sure on the new construction. How, the only thing is, I sit there, I have vision in the forms that we use. And whether there's like a valuation and this is your new levy and then a new construction valuation, which takes that new levy and multiplies it. And
Yeah,
that's,
is that
it gets your additional tax dollars. That's the only way I can think of it in my head. That would be, but, and I don't know, December 31st, they didn't have the file ready for new construction. And so I don't know what that number was for Wright County. And whether that ever got uploaded, because we were supposed to upload it and Solutions wasn't ready and the DOM wasn't.
I know that there were some counties that had issues that the numbers were coming incorrect, they were going to. But that was when Amanda was out, so I had emailed her and said, if there's issues, let me know, and she had gotten the file, so I don't know if she hand reviewed it or what, but.
Okay.
Well, hopefully it'll be we put in the new construction amount every time anyhow, but yeah, is that gonna have to be a new solutions
Oh, yeah.
thing that they're gonna have to redo the software on the auditor's end, or?
Uh-huh.
Senator Dawson talked about, the requirement that it would take a software update through Solutions in order to do what they're proposing to do. He hinted around the fact, because one of the questions that I submitted was, with inflation, 2% doesn't even keep up with inflation, so it will affect county services over time. And he said, that was a number that was put out there, but that is not a final number yet. So, what it will end up being, I don't know.
And he was aware of secondary road transfers.
Yes,
That was
yeah,
one.
acknowledge that.
He never really mentioned anything about the assessors or the township budgets. And in the township budgets kind of scare me because if they ever have to get a new pumper truck or a fire truck or something like that, or, most of them are around that, I don't know, 16 to 22,000. So, that $400 is really not gonna cover a truck.
You would have to think.
And what's their max? Like 33 cents?
67 and a half,
67 and a half,
yeah.
regardless of whether or not you've got a cemetery?
Yes, the cemetery is, whatever it takes, amount necessary to
Okay.
do it, so they can go
Good.
whatever amounts necessary. But the fire is max.
67 and a half.
Mhm.
Motion to adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something?
This new legislation, will that completely override the House File 718? That
That's
will
what
just be
it's-
gone away?
That's what it
Yes.
sounds like.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm. And honestly, as I drove to Missouri to see my daughter, and you have a lot of time to just watch the road and think. the letter with your max levy, because really your max levy is whatever dictates your 2% cash is. So I don't know if they're still gonna make us do the max levy letter and
Right.
the
That was-
hearing.
That was my other comment to him was, listen to the auditors, and assessors affiliates concerning the letter. This is a total waste of taxpayer dollars.
Mhm.
I had 3 phone calls this weekend. Like, could I explain? In the end, I just said, if you're in the Clarion School District, they're reducing their levy by 43 cents. The county's reducing their overall levy by 20 cents. And the city is reducing it, Clarion City is reducing it, I think it was 17 cents.
Mhm.
I said, other than that, you'll have to talk to somebody else because I don't even understand it.
There was a really good article on Facebook that Carissa had liked, and then it popped up on mine, and it explained it really, really well.
Okay.
And I don't know, I can't even remember who wrote it, but it was very detailed.
Are you?
County auditor.
No,
The
that
first
was
one that
Joe,
posted
that would
it.
have been Joe, oh, I was gonna say,
And
that's
then
Joanne
Carissa
Peters.
shared it.
Okay,
The one that mentioned that we are required to send out those
Yes.
letters and exactly how much it costs to
Yes.
send out a letter.
yes.
I can
Yeah.
forward that to you guys if you'd like.
Oh, I
County
was saying
assessor.
assessor, okay.
I think in the state of Iowa, wasn't it just under $1 million?
Yeah, when I did the survey, 2 years ago, it was, right at 850,000, but that was how it was still missing like couple,
Couple
7,
counties.
6, 7 counties. And so, they're mandating, that no more mandates and no more, we're gonna cut costs, and then they mandate, and I'm sure it is because postage went up, so I'm sure it is $1 million now statewide to do those mailings. And then they increased valuations from $100,000 residential property to 110,000, and that's a 10% increase on a year that there's no equalization order. None of it made sense, but that article was really well written.
Iowa Capital Dispatch. I can forward it to you. If you
Yeah.
wanna.
And
forward
maybe
it to them.
Amanda it'd be a good one for Amanda to do.
If it's Iowa Capital Dispatch, I can republish it in the paper too.
Oh, yeah.
I have one more thing under Central Iowa Juvenile Detention Center. We are currently $6,000 to $7,000 over budget. We had a $10,000 budget and we're right just about 17,000.
Wright County. Budget. Oh, geez. What do you-
We dropped that a couple years ago because weren't using it. We were budgeted, I think 15 or 20. We dropped it down to 10.
Didn't know that.
So,
And that's the county budget.
right,
Yes,
So how much over?
6 to 7.
6,000 to 7,000.
Mhm,
we'll need to do a budget amendment.
mhm.
Is it too late to do
Don't-
that now?
But if we do we still have monies?
In the supervisor's budget that we could allocate
Is
that?
it, where is it paid out of? That is. Is it out of supervisors or?
Cause I know we have a bill up there that is going on 60 days due and it's like 3,000 something.
Can't remember what we paid that out of.
No.
Wouldn't be under district court?
Mhm.
Appointed juvenile attorney?
Mm-hmm.
Legal and court and court. Should come out. Yeah, we budgeted 20,000.
Yeah. So we should, and it shows that we've only
Oh,
used,
North Iowa juvenile detention, 15,000. And you're currently at 11 right now. And you said there's a $3,000 bill up there.
Well, according to my paperwork here. minute. Wright County budget total is 10,000. And year to date, $16,880.
That fiscal year is that.
Okay, and
calendar year?
That's for the whole year to date.
Need to get from there down.
I think we're gonna be fine because we've, under,
We're only at 56%.
Right. for that department.
Okay,
Well, they must not have her.
so just be internal transfer rather than a budget
Yeah.
amendment.
No, you don't have to do a transfer or anything, it'll
Okay.
just go on.
Comes out of
As
that.
long as the district court's not over, we're at 56%, you've got
Yeah.
April, May, June, 3 more months.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're not gonna spend another 20,000.
Let's hope not, but that is all out of my control. Cause that's kids that are not of age getting sent there.
Yeah,
And county has to pay for any medical and bed days. Which I'm against paying for medical, but it is what it is.
yeah.
It's not my call.
Is there different levels of care that we get?
Yes, but we can't say what care we think they should have. That's.
They tell
But
us
is
what
it,
level.
is
they're-
it different billing rates for
Mhm,
different?
mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, there's everything.
cause I was one of, from Hardin County, Lance and Jolene Peters was, they don't specify, I think, on the invoices, maybe, the levels, they just
I know
just
they've
give a
had
name
trouble
and they just do a dollar amount in this many days and there's really no,
specific, what did they do?
right,
And they're supposedly changing that.
okay. That was a concern from Hardin County.
Okay, I'll get with, Amanda. Just to go through this, make sure the folks are on it.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn,
Scheduled back tomorrow.
Second,
all in favor,
Bye.
all ayes,
Pardon?
thank you.